GCSE History is overwhelming. It's one of the most difficult GCSEs to take, but it doesn't have to be this way. There are so many different events to learn, different dates to memorise, and so many essay questions that might come up. But use these revision tips to make your life easier. In this video, we're going to find out how to make GCSE History so much easier for you. Let's jump in. There's 4 reasons why GCSE History students find it difficult. Firstly, the amount of content. There are so many different topics you have to know that are so different from each other. In other subjects you study, you might see more of your work relate to each other. But for GCSE History, a lot of kids are spending some time on Weimar Nazi Germany and then switching to Elizabethan England. Or maybe you're doing the Cold War and also doing Crime and Punishment. And none of your work in one topic is going to help you in the other. The second thing about GCSE History is the amount you have to memorise. You're expected to know the names of every event, what happened, what date it happened, who was involved. The list is endless. The third reason is a big one, not knowing how to answer exam questions. It's not like other subjects we can just get away with writing knowledge. Showing high-level analysis by having great exam technique is crucial for a top mark in GCSE History. But many teachers don't show you guys in class how to structure your answers to each individual question. And the final reason is not knowing what to do in your revision time. Many students just sit there with their history book and read the topic in their head. But there's so much stuff on that page, let's just face it, you're not going to remember it by reading the page. But I completely get why you guys try and do it this way, because there's so much to learn, it's so overwhelming, you don't really know where to start. But no need to worry, because from now on you're using these tips in your revision. Tip number 1. Stop learning your date separately to the event. 99.9% of students learn the date separately to the event they're studying. For example, let's say you're doing Weimar Germany and you're studying the Treaty of Versailles. In your revision notes, it probably says Treaty of Versailles, and then somewhere else on the page you have the date. And in your history essays, you're writing the Treaty of Versailles, and then you're stopping and thinking in your head, what date was the treaty? And then you write 1919. So currently, your brain is remembering 2 different things, making it twice as hard for you to memorize information. What if instead, in all of your notes going forward, you never write an event without writing the date as part of the event's title? So instead of writing Treaty of Versailles in your notes, you always write Treaty of Versailles 1919. So the date becomes part of the title. And then in your history essays, you naturally write the date as part of the event. Or maybe you're studying the Wall Street crash. In your notes, never just write the Wall Street crash. Write Wall Street crash 1929. And do this for every event in every topic you study. This makes life so much less overwhelming when studying history, because you've naturally learnt the dates as part of the title. Tip number 2. Don't make all of your revision sessions about memorising content. Also have sessions for exam technique. This is where you spend time structuring answers to exam questions. There's 2 main things I want you to do in these sessions. 1. I want you to find a past paper for every topic you're studying and write down how many marks each question in each paper is worth. And then write down a structure for answering each question in the paper. You should have structures for 12 markers, 16 markers, different source questions, and so on. I want you to go into that exam hall knowing you know exactly how you're going to structure every single exam question. The second thing I want you to do is go through different past paper questions and make a big list, and then write down what factors you would talk about for each question. This way, when you go into the exam hall and you get a question which very likely has come up before, you will know already what you're going to talk about. This way, when you go into the exam, you're probably going to get a question you've seen before, and you will know exactly what to write about. This will also reduce the amount of time spent thinking in the exam, giving you more time to write. Tip number 3. Study from the exam syllabus, not just from what the teachers tell you. In reality, a lot of your classes in history are going to be rushed, especially towards the end of year 11. and teachers often struggle to distribute the content across the year. And what this means for you is, you might miss out on important information and important topics. So when you're planning your revision, don't just go off your lessons in class. Go on Google and find your syllabus, and then write down every single event listed in the syllabus for each topic you're studying. Make your revision timetable based around these topics, as this is everything that you will actually get tested on. If you're one of those students who is overwhelmed in GCSE History and doesn't know what information they actually need to know, then go to my website gcsehistorytutor.co.uk and access my 100 revision masterclasses on GCSE History. You can find everything you need to know, plus model answers and likely exam questions on the topics you're studying. You can access them right now at gcsehistorytutor.co.uk. The link is in the description below, so check it out. The next tip is about active recall instead of passive reading. I mentioned before about how many students just read their textbooks. A better way to learn the information is using active methods. This might be flashcards, for example, where you write a question on one side and the answer on the other, and create maybe 10 to 15 for each mini topic that you're studying that day. Maybe for each event you study, you memorise a cause and a consequence of that event. This will help you in exam answers, because many questions ask you to explain why something happened or what were the consequences of this happening. So having this to think about, instead of just learning key facts, is really helpful for helping you to understand the topic and also preparing you for answering exam questions. Many students like to use blurting as well. Blurting is where you write down everything you know about a topic. This is without using the textbook. And then when you're done, go to the textbook and fill in the gaps of things you forgot. And make these things the priority in your revision going forward. The final tip is to practice as early as possible in exam conditions. Don't wait until you think you know everything there is to know on the key facts and stats for history before you start writing past paper answers. I'm telling you now, you will be learning facts and stats until your exam actually happens. And knowledge is only worth so much in your exam. You need analysis, and also you need to be quick at writing essays. And so past paper practice is so important. Most students sit their first paper in their mock exam. But why make the mock the first time you ever try a past paper? Get the stress and anxiety out the way beforehand in the comfort of your own home before you go into an exam hall. You need a clear mind in that exam hall to remember the right things and to structure your answers in a clear way. So start practicing past papers as early in year 11 as you can. Even if you don't know much about the topic, just get used to the rhythm of answering history essays, and this will also improve your time management in the actual exam. I know history is overwhelming, but you don't need to know everything. You need to know some key facts about each event, you need to understand the causes and consequences, and you need to know how to structure your answers. Don't get caught up trying to learn every word off by heart from your textbooks. And don't forget, if you want extra help with revision, I have everything you need for a grade 9 on my website, gcsehistorytutor.co.uk. And on this website you find revision videos, quizzes, one-to-one tutor support, and so much more. You can access all of this by clicking the link in the description. Thanks for watching guys, keep smashing your revision, and I'll see you in the next video.